Hi, this is Dr. Scott Hoar, and today is Treatment Tuesday, and today our patient is Christy Myers. Christy is a pharmacist at Tenova Hospital in Farragut, Tennessee, just outside of Knoxville. And she's an existing patient. So today what we're going to do is a re-examination and see how she's been doing and see what we should do to alter her care going forward. Thank you for coming today.
Yes.
How is everything going?
It's going pretty well. A little stiffness in my kind of right shoulder. It's usually what happens with the kids and all.
And then how? So it was your neck and shoulders, or was your low back? What was the?
After the first shot, it was my lower back, and then sitting at work made my lower back worse. It felt like, and then after the second one, lifting both kids kind of went more towards my upper shoulders. And then standing at work didn't really help that much either.
Got it.
My posture probably isn't as good.
When
as it
you
should be.
first started care, how frequently did you have to go for it to make the difference?
Oh gosh, I think I was here at least once a week, maybe twice a week for a little while. And then after that, it went to every 2 weeks, but that took a while.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it goes. You start with a course of treatment where you're seeing a lot, and then gradually you graduate of sorts, and your frequency of care becomes less and less, and then you find a happy medium that works for you to support you long term.
Right.
And that's kind of where we're at with you right now. All right, so in doing Christy's re-examination, what we saw was a little bit of discomfort during shoulder movement, a little bit of limitation when I believe it was left neck rotation. But the big thing was really noticing that she had lots of discomfort and limitation when she both bent over and touched her toes and then tried to lean back as far as she can. A lot of the things we're looking for when we're doing movements like that is great movement through your hips. And if you can't move through the hips, then you're going to put too much stress on the lower back. So we're going to see if we can't help to get her hips moving a little bit better, to take the strain and stress off of not only her lower back, but her neck as well. So we can kind of tune her up here. You did your course of chiropractic treatment, and then you felt better, but now you continue to come for chiropractic treatments periodically. Why do you do that?
To keep that pain from coming back.
Yeah.
I never really want to get back to that point. So, I mean, I think it's like, you know, medicine. You don't stop taking your high blood pressure medicine just because your blood pressure's under control. You just keep doing it.
Right. Okay, I do feel a little bit of a restriction in your neck here. So I'm going to do an adjustment right here, okay? Drop right there. Very good. You okay?
Yes.
All right, ready? Good. Very good. Okay. Make a fist. I'm going to push your elbow down. Resist that pressure.
Okay.
Ready? Again. A little weak there. Okay. So the coracobrachialis muscle just tested weak. And that's an important shoulder blade stabilizer. Okay. Make a fist. I'm pushing down.
Okay.
Resist that. A little bit better, yeah?
Feels a little better.
Your thumb and your pinky, bring them together. I'm going to pull those apart. Resist that motion. Very good. Okay, I'm going to pull your elbow out towards me. Resist that. It's pretty strong. Make a fist. I'm going to push down. Resist that. Very good. Pushing away. And that's a little bit weak. All right, so that is your pec major muscle. So we're going to get in here and adjust your clavicle a little bit. Okay. So the pec major just tested weak. So we're going to grab where the clavicle and the sternum meet each other, that SC joint. And that's pretty tender, yeah? Okay. So we'll bring you right over here and then give you a little thrust. Hold it right there. I'm pushing that way. Resist. A little bit stronger, yeah?
Yes.
All right, good. Test a couple of things. Straighten your hand. I'm going to pull towards me. Resist that. Good. Straighten your arm right there, pushing down, resist that. Again, a little bit weak. Okay. So we'll go right in there and I'll just adjust the shoulder. Good. Pushing down, don't let me. Again. Definitely stronger. Okay. Big old hug. A little stiff right there. All right, put your chin to your chest. Deep breath. Breathe out. Very good. You okay?
Yes.
All right, good. A little stiff over there.
I can really feel that.
I bet you do. Goodness gracious. Oof, I didn't like it. I'm gonna hit that from another angle. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to do a muscle test, Christy. We're going to push your leg down like so.
Okay.
Resist that motion. Ready? Very strong. Other side. Pushing down. Resist that. And again, that's a little weaker, isn't it?
It is.
I want you to turn on your side, this side up. So what I'm going to do is grab your L5 segment to see if we can't press a reset button on the segment, the nerve root, and then the stability. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Very good. Hold it right there. I'm going to straighten your leg. Don't let me. And look at that. A lot better, yeah?
A lot.
Good. Raise your knee up towards the ceiling. Hold it up right there. I'm going to push your knee towards the table. Very strong. This knee up, pushing down towards the table. And that is not as strong, is it? Mm-mm. So turn on your side, this side up, facing. All right. Take a deep breath. Breathe on out. Very good. And face down. Bring your knee up. Good. Pushing down. And look at that. Beautiful. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to do a test. You're going to raise your butt up off the floor. You're going to hold it up there, and then I'm going to bully you around.
Okay.
There's two possible outcomes here. Number one, you've got good control and stability. It looks like this. Number two, bad. It'll look like this.
Gotcha.
So raise your butt up off the floor and don't let me bully you around.
That did not work well at all.
Not quite
Okay.
Yeah. So things could be better, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's try something. I want you to keep your hands exactly where they are.
Okay.
I'm going to push your knee from out to in. And I just want you to resist that. Keep resisting that and raise your butt up off the floor. Good. And down. Let's try that again. Engage. Raise up. Hold it. Now, it's not perfect, but is that better?
It was better.
I thought that was better too. So here's what your exercise is going to be.
Okay.
Give me this hand. We're going to push your thigh from out to in.
Okay.
But then you're going to resist that with your thigh.
Okay.
For right now, just have a cold, dead fish hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to supply the force.
Okay.
So resist it. Resist. And now raise your butt up off the floor. And down. And again, this time relax right there. And up. And down. A little closer. That first exercise we did, the single leg glute bridge, where you're hugging your knee and you raise your butt up off the floor. What was that like for you?
I didn't realize I couldn't keep my balance that well. I mean, I know I'm a little clumsy and all, but I didn't realize I couldn't keep my balance that well doing that. So.
And that's the movement of standing up straight after being bent. We call that hip extension. And you want to be able to extend through your hips without moving your spine at all. And what we saw during that test is that's an area of you could improve upon. So what I want to teach you is called a hip hinge.
Okay.
The ability for you to move and flex through your hips while your spine stays completely neutral.
Okay.
So how we start this is what we call the butt touch game. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here against the wall, not quite yet.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is shift your butt back and tap your butt to the wall and then stand straight up to complete the rep. For every successful rep, you're going to get about 1/8 of an inch off the wall, and you're going to get further and further. We call this the butt touch game.
Right, so
come off the wall 1 or 2 inches. That's good. Make sure you stand up completely straight in between each rep.
Okay.
Good. And notice what's happening right there. You got to the point where you're kind of squatting through the knees. You're bending over. You're kind of using your hands to lean on your. So get about 1/8 of an inch back. Spread your feet out just a little bit. Good. Put your hands on your hips and shift that butt back and up. There you go. Give me 2 or 3 more of those. How does this feel?
awkward.
Good.
I really just feel off balance every time I go backwards.
Yeah, because you using your hips doesn't actually happen. So this is very awkward for you. Having said that, you're executing it perfectly.
Okay.
It's just not a grooved, comfortable, but actually each rep you do looks easier and easier. The last one, that hip hinge, we call it the butt touch game. We were kind of grooving your deadlift pattern. What was that one like for you?
That was extremely difficult not to bend my knees like this, just to not want to squat.
Yeah, but you know what? The more you did it, the easier it was getting. You were getting quicker and easier and grooving it. There's no doubt in my mind you'd be able to pick that up. But you're right, it's going to take actual attention and effort at home to kind of groove that pattern. Eventually, we start adding weight to it with something like a deadlift. And what that helps to do is really stabilize and kind of make your new stability and movement patterns a little bit more concrete.
Okay.
It's your new muscle memory versus the muscle memory you've had to bend over and pick your kids up using your knees and your spine. There, you were able to do that while maintaining neutrality everywhere. Okay, so that was our treatment. Christy, what was that like for you today?
It was a little eye-opening. I didn't realize that I had as much going on in my lower back and hips as I do, because I don't have very much discomfort there on a regular basis.
It's always eye-opening, because the hip hinge, which is what we were just doing there, which is a deadlift type movement, is number one, gosh, a huge help to people and their spine, but 99% of us do not do that sort of movement on a regular basis, unless we're people that go deadlift at the gym. You know, we tend to use our knees and then curve our spine forward too much when we bend over, and that's what opens the door to us hurting ourselves going forward.
Gotcha.
So that's the whole point of a re-exam, is to find other areas that maybe they're not crazy painful, but they certainly need some attention, so that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you have the health and quality of life that you really want versus what it could be. Well, thank you so much for coming in and being a good sport in front of the camera here like this. You can reach Christy at Tenova Healthcare Hospital over there in Farragut outside of Knoxville. This was Treatment Tuesday. I'm Dr. Scott Hoar. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment below, and look for our next Treatment Tuesday next week. Take care.